Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Monday. It is July 21st. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to jump into the market update, member-only ticker requests, and we'll jump into that at the end, as always. So, like I said, I have a little bit more time today, and I'm taking the break for I'm taking the summer off, so I'm taking a summer break like I normally do. So generally, I do these videos for POW Group private members about 30 minutes before the stock market closes. But again, probably going to take until the end of August off, and then I'll resume in September. If you're viewing this on YouTube, that's because you're seeing the replay. I make these available on YouTube for YouTube members, which is different from the POW Group private community members. So if you go to powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, these are the memberships that I'm talking about on this website. And there's also a free access. That limited time free trial is going to be ending soon. But if you just scroll down, these are the memberships I'm talking about here. And the price for these will be going up soon, similar to what just happened with the algo. There's still some people paying $4.99 a month for these memberships to the POW Group private community. And yeah, don't worry, anybody who has a price locked in, you won't be affected by the price increase. So those are the, and you can see here the benefits of joining the POW Group private Slack. So essentially 24/7, 365, that's where I spend all of my time. There's getting close to 100 members now, so you can bounce, buy, and sell ideas off of everybody. And like I said, I make these videos for POW Group private members, and I make them available to YouTube members after the fact, usually the next day. So this is July 21st. If you're on YouTube and you're a member on YouTube, you'll be viewing this on July 22nd. I get a lot of people commenting on the videos saying I missed a live stream on YouTube. Well, again, it's only for POW Group private members. It's an added value. So before we get to it, make sure to smash like, all that good stuff. Make sure to follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPOW. Getting a ton of followers, over 1,000 views already, or sorry, 1,000 followers already. And my video from yesterday actually, very, very popular, getting a ton of views, and people were very thankful for that video. Essentially, I discuss owning actual XRP versus an ETF, and then I discuss leverage ETFs, exchanges versus hardware wallets, and pros and cons for all of them. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. Also, I want to remind everybody that Sapphire Studios, so Chris in the POW Group private community missed the 100% bonus. So it was only available for like 16 hours at the time that I made this video. But based on Chris missing it, I reached out to the team and they said, hey, we'll do it just for POW for the next 24 hours. So the window for that is coming to a close here soon. You also get 100% game credits as well. So if you haven't already taken advantage of this, I would do it soon. Again, not financial advice, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold anything. You have to make your own decision. I read the white paper 3 times now. It's super easy. It's a great read, and I think that the project has a lot of potential. So if you haven't done that, you can check it out. And they have to manually approve the bonus. You're not going to see the 100% bonus on the checkout. Once it's submitted, just send me a message with the order number and your email, and I'll send it to their team to get that done. But we'll jump into the market update. Also saw this today. Alberta now permits cannabis sales at events where minors are present. Weed sales have been steadily increasing in the province every year while alcohol consumption continues to dwindle. And I mentioned that at the Great Outdoor Comedy Festival, which was, I think it was Kevin Hart last year, they had Plant Life there, so you could actually buy products at the event. So now, this is just becoming more and more mainstream and acceptable. It won't be long before you're able to buy cannabis-infused beverages at like an Oilers game or something like that, or a Flames game or whatever, a baseball game, basketball game, etc. So things are heating up big, and yeah, Alberta, Wild Rose Country, never been more proud to be an Albertan. I've been living here for about 4 years, and absolutely love the cannabis community that we have here. So taking a look at the market, Bitcoin continuing to slide a bit lower here. We did confirm an hourly downtrend, and then we just had an hourly bear flag. We are approaching support here at 116,000, so it's looking like we could be fishing a local bottom here, temporary bottom. But obviously, Bitcoin's weakness weighing on the rest of the sector, and XRP was right at the highs, all-time highs of 365, and here we are pulling back. We're down about 3.25%. So we got right at 366, we had 365 and started to pull back. And like I said, basically have to look at Bitcoin, look at what the rest of the sector is doing. And unfortunately, the turbulence there on Bitcoin is rocking us a little bit. So if we take a look at SPY, we also had some weakness on SPY as well. So that's to be be looked at as well, and to take that into consideration, right? When we see the S&P 500 falling off a cliff, it's actually like a BART pattern. It's like a crypto pattern that we're seeing here. You typically see this in crypto, not in the S&P 500. So essentially, you just have that BART pattern where you elevator up, and then you have a choppy sideways trading range. Looks like Bart Simpson's head, and then you come all the way to elevator down. So yeah, we could come down and fill that gap there at 627. Ultimately, we don't have anything to worry about. We have our weekly bull flag targeting 655, just under 656, and we have the daily bull flag targeting 648. So I'm still expecting much higher prices here on the S&P 500, and then Bitcoin more than likely going to be looking at that 146K area, which is the weekly bull flag there. DXY, we did have a bullish triple thunder crossover that went off. We've been seeing a nice relief rally here on the daily time frame. We could continue to see it kind of gain in value here as we see Bitcoin and the S&P 500 continue to be a little bit weaker here on the shorter term time frames. But we will take a look at crypto here. So movers and shakers, we have Solana on the green, top of the list today. We've got Quant and XRP. Quantum up about over 50% on my quant position now. We're starting to see it. We had this ascending triangle as well that confirmed, and then we came back right back to old resistance as new support, and then blast off. So it's looking good. It's actually another ascending triangle that formed here as well, one right after another. You can just draw it just like this. This would be your, and I'd probably go right there to that many touches there, and then get our trend line. Can use the real candle bodies there. So that one was saying we could be looking at a move up to roughly the same amount that it hit. So 126, and we hit on that bounce, we hit 127, just under 128. In terms of losers on the day today, we have Songbird and XDC, followed by EOS. All right, let's jump into XRP here real quick as well. I know someone's probably going to request this, so we'll save that. But we did have a 4-hour bull flag. We also had a cup and handle. You can see here, it's a little bit more visible here on the 4-hour. So yeah, you can see we have the cup action, and a cup and handle is found at the top of an uptrend, not at the bottom of a downtrend, right? So this is a bullish continuation pattern. And we also have the 4-hour bull flag. So the target on the 4-hour bull flag is 436, and the target on the cup and handle is 404. So wouldn't be surprised if we were up around that $4. Might even get some news soon with regards to the case in the SEC. I don't think we're going to see any news yet about an ETF. I can't see there being any approvals for the ETF until at least BlackRock files, right? Like, why would they approve these ETFs before BlackRock even filed? I think if BlackRock files for an ETF, that could be news as well. That would send us up higher. But if they do file for an ETF, I think that will be a huge clue that we could see the ETFs actually get approved by the SEC soon. But yeah, nothing in the world happens with your JP Morgans, your Goldman Sachs, your Morgan Stanleys, your BlackRocks of the world. So I would assume that they're more than likely going to file soon, and then they'll more than likely go live into the fall. But we'll see what happens. But it's looking pretty good at the moment. In terms of individual names on the day today, SPCE back over $4, looking pretty decent. Like I mentioned, we did have the bullish triple thunder crossover that went off on this. So we had the bull cross of the stochastic and the MACD on the weekly, and crossed above the 10-week moving average. So it's looking good. And then we know that we had some lack of resistance there until the 50 weekly at 489. We do have earnings coming up here. I think it's at the end of, I think it's July 31st. So more than likely going to be dictated the direction after that. So yeah, it says here July 31st. We did have a bull flag target of 382. Overall, we're right at that 1.618 as well from our swing high to swing low. And we have DDD, Uber. What else we got? ACHR. This one's down 11% today. But not surprising, we had no support all the way down to 10.99. Not sure if there's anything news driven. BVPR. So that one's been a face ripper recently, and I think it has to do with the fact that XRP's been strong And a lot of people in the US still can't buy a spot ETF, so they're using this VVPR as a type of proxy based on their treasury asset allocation to XRP. And XP Market just recently announced they're going to be adding XRP and RLUSD to their balance sheet. So the phase has started, and it's only going to continue this trend. Good. Also on the loser list today. All right, so we'll jump into cannabis. Taking a look at the movers and shakers, we have DB, Oxley, and High Tide leading the decline. DB, so Decibel getting close to that 10-cent mark. Did it hit it? Yeah, actually we did hit it. So not surprising. See us pull back a little bit at 10 cents. That should be very strong psychological resistance. We might come back down to around, somewhere around 8 or 7 cents. But we did confirm a monthly uptrend as well. We have our low, high, higher low, and higher high. So it's looking good. It's going to be at least a few months before we see that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But that would be the second time in history. So like I said, wouldn't be surprised to see us tighten up a little bit here. Tilray looking good today. Monthly bounce continuing on the weekly time frame. We're breaking the high of the last week high. Getting close to weekly overbought at this point. And on the 4-hour time frame, we have our bullish pennant. We have our 4-hour bull flag, which we held key support there at 58 cents to perfection. And you can see here we're breaking out of this symmetrical triangle and pennant. We got above it, and then we came back, even back tested it as support. We have a new 4-hour candle forming, and we're set to potentially close outside of it. So this is looking good for continuation into tomorrow. And then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib, and our bull flag target is saying 104. A lot of us in the POW group private community were in the, if you haven't checked this out, just go into the POW group. So this is the POW group private community for those on YouTube. If you haven't seen this, there's actually a channel called POW group 10 trades 2x. So what we all did is, there's 22 of us, and essentially we picked Tilray, and we're looking for 100% gain on Tilray. So we entered it at 44 cents, and it's now at almost 68 cents presently. So if this gets to 88 cents, we're going to be up 100% on our swing trade position on Tilray. And it's looking like that could even be hit this week, potentially. So that's exciting. All right, we'll jump into the POW group private community here. And again, if you're on YouTube viewing this, this is the benefit. You can come in here. I ask people, I tell them going live in about 15 to 20 minutes, and I ask for your ticker requests, and then I do charting. We go over the market, we do an update, and like I said, these are all of the POW group private community members asking for ticker requests. And you can just ask me a question too. Like, it doesn't have to be, any kind of ticker request or anything. It can just be a question. And if you give me a little bit more information as well, if you just give me the ticker in the exchange, I'll give you my honest opinion and unbiased. But if you want, more than that, then you can just say, hey, like, I'm looking to buy, I already own some, I'm looking to add more, I'm dollar cost averaging. And then you can give me a little bit more insight into your actual situation, what you're looking to do. And that way I can tailor it a little bit more to your situation. But there's nothing wrong with getting a completely unbiased opinion as well. NDA, oh, not NVDA, NDA on the TSX for Chris, no problem at all. And again, if you list multiple tickers, I'll spend more time on the first one, and then the rest I will just kind of quickly skim, so you can be a little bit strategic in how you ask for them. But on the daily time frame, yeah, this is Neptune, so this is a crypto miner. It's very low liquidity and still a small market cap, relatively speaking, compared to some of our other names, 193 million market cap. But nice strong daily uptrend. We just had a daily EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. On the weekly time frame, though, it's not looking too hot. It's more of a descending triangle at the moment. We had an ascending triangle, and now we had a measured move from that. If we just take our measured move there from the high to the low, yeah, we pretty much hit that target perfectly at 267 from the ascending triangle. Now we're seeing a descending triangle, which would be viewed here. And if confirmed, we'd be looking at a move back down to our support right here at 62 cents. So yeah, we got a measured move around 60 cents, low 60s. We're potentially heading to weekly oversold here. So it's not a great look. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well. So it's not looking too hot at the moment. Especially with the rest of the crypto sector so strong. It's a little bit of a red flag here. Especially with the S&P 500 strong as well. What do we see on the monthly? Yeah, we're close to confirming a monthly downtrend as well. We have our high, low, lower high. So key support's going to be 122. If we lose that, we could be heading back down to 60 cents and weekly oversold. Yeah, just be cautious on this one. It's looking a little weak, but all about support and resistance. NDA, that's .to, I believe, or no, .v. Close to seeing a bullish triple thunder crossover, but the MACD still hasn't crossed yet. Yeah, we do have our weekly moving averages there at 76 and 54, so there's a lot of support there. Our 50 weekly there at 121, daily time frame. Yeah, we could see a death cross as well, so yeah, we could be back down into that dollar range. If we lose $1, it's not looking good at all. Like I said, we could easily see a flush down to 70 or 60 cents. Yeah, if we see a death cross, that wouldn't be a good look either. It's actually like the opposite. Like XRP just had a golden cross, 50 below the 200, and we had a POW algo alert go off as well on that once that happened. But yeah, definitely weak at the moment, but watch that key support there at 122. DMGI on the TSX, so another miner. Yeah, so this one's opposite. So we're close to seeing an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. We just confirmed a weekly uptrend. And if we zoom out here to the monthly time frame, we have a monthly uptrend as well. We have our low, high, higher low, and higher high, and we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross over the next couple of months. Bullish triple thunder crossover already played out. And we could see a bull cross of the 50 and the 200 weekly over the next couple of months as well. And a golden cross, so it's the opposite of Neptune there. But that's probably at least a couple weeks away as well. Definitely stronger of the two, technically speaking. All right, Jatinder would like to take a look at NVDA for a short. Yeah, we just hit ultra oversold as well. There was a POW algo that alert that just went off, so that's usually a great sign for a look at all the bull flags too. That's usually a great sign for a short opportunity as we look to come out of overbought territory. All right, so yeah, we had multiple bull flags on this one. Recent target was 178, and we got pretty darn close to that. We hit 174, so it'd be a nice area to start targeting, in my opinion, for shorts. Keep in mind, though, now we have bull flags on QQQ, the S&P 500, so you might want to just start to scale in and kind of watch as SPY gets closer to that 540 or sorry 640, 650 area. But yeah, in terms of the weekly time frame here, we have no support on the weekly. Really no support down until 95 and 100 psychological. And we're more than likely due for an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross at some point soon. They're still quite a ways away before they cross, so there's no major red flags here. But as you can see, we also have bearish RSI divergence. So you have lower highs and lower lows on the RSI, and higher lows and higher highs on the price. So yeah, I would look, if you're looking to go short, another way to go short would be to enter when we lose the low of the previous weekly candle, because if we do, that's going to be the first time really in 13 weeks, so 91 days. That's a clear pattern. So once we lose the low of the previous weekly candle, that's when it would be a good short, in my opinion. So as of right now, the low of last week is 162. So as long as we maintain above 162, no major red flags. But we also did have that target of 178 on the bull flag, so you could start to short a little bit there, maybe short a little bit as we get closer to 180, 190, 200, and then save a little bit just when we start weekly consolidation. I think that would be a great way to play it. And then your target would be somewhere around 150, 140. And yeah, we're due for a bearish triple thunder crossover soon. I would say over the next 2 to 4 weeks. And I don't think it's going to be long before the top of the market is in. Also, the 50 weekly, we're getting extended from it, so we should come back and gravitate towards that. That's hitting up 132. So like I said, somewhere around that 140 area. And then, yeah, we have the 50-day moving average at 146. So a lot of support in that area. And we already had the golden cross, so we're more than likely due for a pullback soon. But like I said, watch weekly consolidation. Hourly time frame. Bit of a descending triangle here as well. So you could draw it out like this. And we are very close to confirming the downtrend as well. Yeah, we're looking at real quick around 169. That puts us close to weekly consolidation and an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross lining up on the hourly as well. 5-minute time frame, just looking like SPY here at the moment. That's a bear flag. So if we go from our high to that low, we know that's our low because we didn't break the high of the previous candle until here. So we use that as our swing high to swing low, and then our measured move from the 5-minute bull flag is sitting at 171, and we just hit 171. So yeah, we're seeing some pretty big volume come in here as well. And if I didn't know any better, I would say SPY is still bleeding out as well. Yeah, we're getting close to the low of the day, and we just had a 5-minute bear flag on SPY. And you could use it from there to there because that's when we started to bounce. You can see that lower wick there as well. And then we move that out. That one's saying we could see a little bit more downside here. It's saying 627.75. We hit 628.46. And PLTR, so Palantir. Let's see what we can see there. Yeah, that one coming off all-time highs, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this one's definitely due for some pullback as well. If we look at the monthly chart, I think it was the monthly. Yeah, we had a monthly bull flag though. And that one was saying 244. We just hit 155. 148. And we're at the high of the month, so this one's still looking pretty strong at the moment. Weekly time frame, it's a weekly bull flag as well, so we can just go from the low to the high there. And then get our measured move, go up to the 0.32. So yeah, this one's saying 188, 189. So yeah, you could start to scale in. This one maybe look to scale in a little closer. Like I said, once SPY gets to the bull flag target of around 640, 650, then look at you know, this potentially somewhere around 175, 180. You could start to scale in, you know, at 175, a little bit at 185, a little bit closer to 200. But yeah, this one, once we start monthly consolidation on this one, it's more than likely going to be a massive pullback, because we have no support on the monthly until $66. So if we were to lose the low of last month, this month, I doubt that'll happen. We'd have to lose 118. That'd be monthly consolidation. There's a good chance that it happens next month. Let's take a quick check. Yeah, we already had the bullish triple thunder crossover well extended as well on our weekly moving averages, and on the daily time frame we're getting extended there as well. So key will be the monthly time frame though. Jam would like to take a look at OGI on the NASDAQ. No problem. So this is a monthly inside bar, so we're just stuck within last month's range. We're still in a monthly downtrend with lower highs, lower lows. When we do top out here, and we'll know that the top is in once we lose the low of the previous candle, because that'll be the first time in 4 months that we broke the low. So that is when daily consolidation will begin. Then we'll look for somewhere around 120 for a higher low. But if we continue to bounce this month into next month, then we look at the low of this month next month if it doesn't get broken this month. And then, like I said, a nice monthly higher low should be a nice entry there if you're looking for longer term entries. I don't think you can go wrong at this price though. On the daily time frame, yeah, we did start daily consolidation today, but no major red flags. We're still in a daily uptrend. Weekly time frame, it's still a weekly bull flag as well, so we need to hold 126, and the target is 180. Let's just get rid of some of these other lines here. We had a shorter term bull flag target as well. We had this inverse head and shoulders on the daily. That one confirmed. We had the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But yeah, key resistance 151. If we can get over 151, then we're looking for continuation up to that 180 level. We had the bullish triple thunder crossover as well, so it's looking good. Weekly time frame, we just had a bull cross of the 50 and the 100, but then into a bear cross, and we're just really bumping our heads right now at that 50 weekly. So if we can get 2, preferably 3 candle closes over that 100 weekly there at 156, then yeah, we could easily be up to $3 in a hurry with a lack of resistance and tons of runway there. And this one's actually due for a golden cross over the next, I would say, week or so. 50 getting, we're now 4 pennies away from a golden cross. So it's looking good. I think there's a good chance that we just continue this momentum up to around $1.80. Less than a minute before the stock market closes. Tilray closing near the high of the day, looking good. Tilray on the TSX, sure, no problem. We can do that for you, DB. We'll take a look here. So yeah, breaking the high of last week. And this one's a bull flag as well. So it was a 4-hour bull flag. So what I would do is, this one's actually a little bit interesting. So we had one here. That wasn't much of a pivot. We only pulled back a penny. So I would go from here to here. And that's our bull flag measured move. And then we held the 0.32 fibs. We needed to hold 64, which we did. And this one's saying our target is 99 cents Canadian. And then we have this bullish pennant forming just like we did on the US name. And you can see we're breaking out, so this is looking good. Yeah, that one, how much did we pull back? 67. Pulled back from 69 to 67. It's probably more of a daily bull flag here on this one. So we already had the 4-hour. Yeah, this one we'd be looking at a daily bull flag. So if we go from the low to the high there, you can see it's holding 78 cents. And then now we're seeing 158 as the target. And that would make sense because it's 104 on the US side. We also had the bullish triple thunder crossover. Weekly time frame, we have nothing until the 50 weekly there at 145. So again, that makes a lot of sense that we'd be up there. There's barely any resistance and a ton of runway there. And then the 200-day, we're approaching that at 129. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see us up there very, very soon. Yep, looking good. Yeah, we knew once it was going to start the monthly bounce that it was going to be a doozy, right? Because we, just like the when I was discussing earlier about the weekly consolidation, once that breaks, it's going to be a huge pattern and a long-term pattern that broke. Well, again, same thing here on Tilray. We didn't bounce in almost a year on the monthly time frame. The bounce just means we're breaking the high of the previous candle. So when you have a 12-month, a whole year pattern forming, well, once it breaks, you need to expect a massive bounce. So if you just entered here on a break of 62 cents, that's that's a whole year pattern breaking. That would have been upside of 53% just on entering on that swing alone. So love these types of setups where you have, like a 6-month or a year pattern, And yeah, it breaks, you know it's going to be a massive move in either direction, right? If this was the opposite, right, if we just invert this, if this was 12 months to the upside, well, as soon as we start monthly consolidation, we would expect a massive pullback, and that's what we would be seeing, right? But because it was to the downside, we expect a massive bounce. Anyone have any idea where to watch the confirmation hearing of Terrence Cole? No, I don't have the list for that, Jam. Pretty sure it was you'd have to like look up the committee, or the, I think it was a Senate hearing. I'm just checking the Pauger private community here as well for the, so you can go here and put Cole into the search bar as well. Bringing up conversation with Cole. That's not what I want. Let's go here to search in MJ News, find in MJ News. There you go. U.S. Senate schedules July 1st closure vote on Terrence Cole. Senate sets initial vote. So it's got to be on the Senate. So this is why I love the Pauger private community as well. All these news, we got dozens of publishers, so you'll never have to check another news website ever again. And everything gets filtered into cannabis news, commodities news, crypto news. So anything news related will appear there for crypto. And then you can even search in there as well, which is awesome. Set reminders and everything. Love that as well. But yeah, if you just go to the Senate, just Google U.S. Senate and see if you can see it on the calendar. There should be a meeting for it. Might have even already happened by now. After 4 p.m. Eastern time, so it might have already happened. We're just checking in to see if we have any other requests. I think we got them all. And just as a heads up as well, there's been some people saying that they did partake in this recently, but they haven't got the 100% bonus. It has to get added manually because it's not offered to everybody anymore. It's just Pauger private community members. So send me your order number, send me your email that you use for the SST website, and I'll get them to add it as well as your game credits. Checking in one more time to see where SPY closed there. We did close at the low of the day. It's not looking too hot. We are getting pretty extended here to the downside though. Hourly time frame coming out of hourly overbought. No major red flags, but we should be close to 15-minute oversold. Yeah, we are, and we're just starting to see the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the 15 minutes. So might even see a lower open. We might open lower tomorrow, potential gap down, and then a bounce. But no major red flags here at all. Still in an hourly uptrend, and actually this is an hourly bull flag on the S&P 500 as well. Should we go from the low there to the high? We know that's the high because we didn't start hourly consolidation until here. So that's where we top out. Actually, you could even say it was right there. It's more accurate. So this one's saying daily bull flag, weekly bull flag, and now we have an hourly bull flag saying 634. So what are we going to expect? 534. No, just kidding. Yeah. If you got 3 bull flags on different time frames saying higher, we're going to expect higher. And yeah, 634. Then we're looking at 648 and 655 on SPY. So let the melt up continue. And let's just see. Tilray closed right around 68 cents. So like I said, decent close. High of the day was 69.45. So we almost confirmed the 4-hour bull flag. A bit of an ascending triangle here forming now after that pennant broke, so we'll see if we continue to tighten up. That might just be an ascending triangle. All right, gonna end it there. Not seeing any other ticker requests as well, so we'll talk to all of the Pauger private members in the chat room here in a little bit. Hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.